Hello, and welcome back to another video featuring the Bug Eye here. Today's video, I'm going to be taking off the front bumper. So, this is one thing that I haven't done yet to the car for whatever reason. I've messed with the headlights and the front grille. I just haven't had a chance to actually take off the front bumper and assess if there's like any damage, rust, and other bullshit that's happening down there. I actually picked up a new front lip for the car, just a cheap polyurethane lip that just so happens will cover the side here of where there's a crack, because I don't feel like fixing that just yet, as I'm not ready to repair the car, but that's okay. So I'm going to replace the current lip, which is actually a rare STI lip that has a crack on that side. Maybe actually fix the crack using some plastic welding. That's the plan. And possibly sell it. We'll see. I might just want to keep it. But we'll see how this lip goes. And I want to go over the procedure for taking off the front bumper on these cars and other little projects that I want to do while it's in there as well, which is, I kind of want to paint the black on the insides because it's really terrible. But anyways, let's go ahead, get the car up on quick jacks and get started on this bad boy. Yeah. So, as I had previously said, quick jacks here, the best tool that I have in my garage. That you don't have to constantly have to jack it up and put jack stands on it. You just slide these under, and comes with a nice little compressor to raise the car up. And it's really as easy as that. It's really nice. Most pain in the ass part is having to slide them under, but yeah, if you don't have a full lift in your little garage, these come in super handy. All right, all in position. Got my little razor here. Up she goes. I usually don't film this hard because, I don't know, it's either already on the stands or not, but yeah. Has several lock away points, like could stop it right now and lock it in place or keep going. That's all. Set her down, let her lock in place. Handy dandy, I'm telling you. I bought it on Black Friday. First year I lived in this house, and shoot, I don't know, like 1,200 bucks. Wasn't terrible, but best tool in my garage. All right. I'm going to bring you on over here and we'll take a look at just what we have to remove in order to take the bumper off. Let's do it. Alright, first up's a pretty easy one. I've got two 10mm bolts holding right here. It doesn't look like there are any bolts in the area right here where it also secures, so I guess that's good. And I have also disconnected the wiring for the fog lights here. So I'm going to go ahead and get those and continue on. So I got the last two bolts on the sides, and there doesn't seem to be much holding it up. I'm assuming there's something underneath the grill, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the front grill. This is basically just secured by some push pins. I actually found some nice Subaru replacement push pins on Amazon for honestly ridiculously cheap. Came with just a ton of different pins, so if I ever ran out, I would have plenty more. Now why isn't this guy coming off? That's suspicious. Oh, I just busted the pin. So I have plenty more pins to replace that with. Not a big concern. Also not sure why the heck they're being such a pain in the butt, but see, that one came off super easy. I'll go ahead and put that on the side here. The grill I have taken off before, the bumper I had not, so how did this go? I believe There's some tight clips in place there. How did those release? I don't want to go about breaking. Okay, so I used a flathead screwdriver to get two last pins out of place there. The screwdriver here should work just fine. Yeah. Yeah, before I just start tugging and break something. Okay, so I see a bunch of push pins here, which I'm assuming is what's keeping the rest of this bumper in place. And they are actually the same push pins that were removed. I actually found that broken one that fell right here. Pull that bitch on out. Sweet. Alright. So I'll cut for a second and get back in here. I actually had some wiring down below for my horns that I didn't really have a disconnect for, so I'm going to go ahead and just put a couple disconnectors on those wires there and be able to take that off without having to rip my wiring off. So, be right back. Alright, I've gotten that taken care of. Go ahead and pop these guys off and see what happens. See if they just want to break out the pins for some reason. I feel like this one comes out super easy, yeah. Well, of course. You see there's a couple broken parts on this, and if this is just plastic, which it is, I think I'm going to go ahead and try and do some plastic welding on this as well to help fix this broken tabs. And it isn't a complete necessity here, but if I have time, why not? That sucker went flying. Well, this is fucking pointless one here. Lord only knows how many times this bumper's been removed, but not the first time by me. So let's see. That is in fact all that was holding this back on. All right. This was indeed an easy to remove bumper, and I am happy to see there's not all too much rust on that front bash bar. Very cool. So one thing I did want to check out while I had this off is just why it isn't sitting like flush. It looked like the car had been hit in the front before, which I have been informed it has, of course, but I don't see any major damage to the front clip brace here. All sorts of random things. Super random clips not holding anything in place whatsoever, of course. You're gonna have that. But, these little tack welds are still in place on both sides. I don't really see anything that would show that this was hit here before, but oh, that's fun. What the hell is that to? I'm guessing this. No. Huh, just a random wire tucked up in here. Never seen that before. That's fun. And of course I have all this random rust coming from underneath the battery, which has caused rust here. That's not too bad. Alright, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take a closer look at all this and start getting this bumper cleaned up. Yeah. All right, here with the bumper off, I've been going over some of the bumper. I've noticed a few things, like there's a few bits that could be re-welded in. And then the thing that I really wanted to take a look at was the fog lamp here that is being held in by one remaining bolt. I am absolutely going to be addressing this. I knew this has been loose for a while, so I've been wanting to take a look at it. So I'm going to get that removed. And then the paint on the inside. Come a little closer. This is definitely something I wanted to address. So the paint inside of these is just not great. And like, you can't tell from a distance, of course, but I know it's there, and now you know it's there. So I'm going to go ahead and get that sanded and repainted. That is one thing I definitely wanted to do to this front bumper. Other than that, like, we've got this front lip. It looks very nice. I really don't want to take it off, but the crack on the other side there, it just sucks. So go ahead and remove that. If anything, I can remount it with like better mounts and whatnot. This is just self-tap screws in there, but yeah, that's coming off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Alright, so I've gone ahead and got that off, and sure enough, two of the screws in the back here are just completely sheared off. The back is quite a bit rusty, but I'm going to see what I can do about getting these out. Whether it be drilling and retapping or whatever. It shouldn't be in this condition as it is, but it is what it is. And hell, I might take off the mounts off the back. They're quite rusty. Maybe sand that down with a wire wheel, get them sprayed, some Rust-Oleum or something. God, dude, this paint in here just bugs me. So I'll probably put some tape around all this and just start hitting at that sucker, man. I think all these little things, like this little small attentions to detail, is really what's going to put this build a step higher. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like taking the time to do all this nonsense. So yeah, let's get to it. So one thing that always bugged me about the right fog light, I guess left in the car, is if you see here, there's a broken freaking light bulb rattling around in the bottom. And so the car was recently reviewed by Joseph Rady, Rady's Rides over there. And of course they focused on that fog light, which I'm sure nobody notices, but I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and fish this sucker on out of there and see what I can do. All right, so with this packing piece finally removed, that I had to go ahead and cut out the frickin' back pieces. Yeah, I tried it all. Went ahead and drilled this sucker pretty good with a couple different sizes. Had some bolt extractor break on me, so there was no more drilling after that. So you're not drilling through that freaking bit. But this went well, I guess. So next step for this is I'm going to go ahead and drill this a little bit larger, and I can go ahead and tap in a riv nut. And if you don't know what a riv nut is, well, you're about to find out, because I'll show you exactly how to tap one of those in there. So let's get to it.
Is a very dense one. Trust me, it's a nice, strong, slow brush. It's like a better than full foot. And in the sea. In the pristine water on this island. From marine life caught by hand.
Go get it!
He works as a director of photography and is a worldwide luxury product, and the best of its kind can be found in the crystal waters of pretty intense. Yeah, absolutely. All right, close it up. Yeah, I'm so excited for this one. Tim?
Alrighty, well, this is a full day on the water. I really hope you enjoy the size of these ones, and they are just so beautiful.
All right, so back at today, I've got the fog light mounts all sanded and repainted. These don't have to be pretty in any way, but I don't want them to rust again. So I shaved off as much rust as I could do. As you see, quite a bit of it went through, but it's actually solid. Yeah, this is nice and firm, and this will hold the fog lights just fine. As you know, I shaved off 2 on this side and 1 on here. So I'm going to be installing riv nuts on these today. Basically, I will have to open the holes up just a bit in order to tap these in. And I'll give you such a very short demonstration on how one of these is done. So I already picked up a riv nut kit, forever ago. It's just some cheap China one off Amazon. And I will put a link for that downstairs as well if you are interested in picking up a kit. But it will come with a bunch of these I believe M6 riv nuts, different sizes as well. They do different sizes here. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drill open these holes, and I'll go ahead and do one and show you just how it is placed in there. So, okay. So with that first hole drilled out, I'll go ahead and put the riv nut onto the inserter tool. And go ahead and make sure you're going to be doing it on the right side. Obviously this will be the front side here, so you'll screw into it. You want the acorn to be facing the back. And it's really just as simple as opening this up, making sure the acorn's on there. And what this is going to do is go ahead and mess up on me, of course. Yeah, that sounds about right. What the hell? Cut. Alright, so now this is on there. Basically what this is going to do is compress the riv nut, and see all these little indents on the sides there. It's going to want to bend it, and well, you can just go ahead and watch. So I gotta try and yeah. I've never actually gotten a good sight of this from the back end of how it compresses it and bends that outward, making a very nice tight fit there. So I might just go ahead and compress it just a little bit more just to be safe. For some reason my stupid thing wants to spin out the wrong way, which is really annoying. It is not an expensive kit, I will say that right now. Okay, so got that tight. Just gonna give it one last squeeze. Yeah, I don't want to do it too much because that'll just push it through basically. Alright, so what the hell is with this thing, man? Whatever. So now you'll unscrew it, taking it out of the riv nut. And once this is all done, you got yourself a nice little mount to go ahead and mount your screw, of which it was missing before. So if you don't have a welder, like I don't, after taking off these bits here, you can do an application like this that, honestly, this will work just fine. Like that sucker is on there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up and do the remaining ones on this mount, and I'll be back. Alright, so next up on the agenda here, I've got the splitter. Splitter, lip, yeah, not quite a splitter. It's definitely more visual, if anything, cosmetic. But it is lining up kind of funky. Like this is just a cheap eBay lip, a nice polyurethane, so it's a bit flexible. So not like high-end parts or anything, but I'm trying to see how I can make this work. I'm probably going to go ahead and do some 3M tape all on the top of this here. So I don't want a bunch of screw or rivet marks going across. Never been a huge fan of it. Kind of like the nice and clean. So nothing wrong with 3M tape. Alright, so some people might say there is. Whatever, they're wrong. But I'm going to be doing some jack nuts and the stock positions going on the bottom of this bumper. That way I'll just be able to put in heavier bolts, wider washers and whatnot, and have this able to be placed in that way. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't know if I'm going to have this running. Do I feel like it? Probably some no audio time is in place here. So, cut. All right. So let's go ahead and turn off the audio, and I'm going to continue with this project. All right, I've got the lights in. I've got the lip on. The lip was kind of a pain in the butt. I definitely had to jerry-rig it just a bit, but I was able to use the jack nuts in the bottom. It's kind of similar to the riv nuts, except for use on plastic and fiberglass and stuff. Fair enough. Yeah, not too bad. So, I'm going to go ahead and put this sucker back on the car. I did want to, as I said, paint the black spots in this video as well. However, it turn out I need to use the car tomorrow. I am dropping off the daily for some paint on that. Always something. But this was easy enough to put the bed together, and that'll just be a project for another day. Yeah, I was really hoping to do that. It's all right. It's all good. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this back in the car. One other thing I did do this as well is I put some rivets back in the place of where this clips onto the car. So, well, I'll be able to clip it back on the car now, whereas before it was destroyed. Yeah, I'm gonna put that on. I'll move the camera on over. Let's do it. All right, the lip is done. Damn, that really came out great. I don't know if I'm just tooting my own horn or whatnot, but just how I had to fandangle that on there. I'll let you in my little secrets, why not? So, I mean, I put in the jack nuts, like I said. I did have a couple self-tapping screws. I just said screw it on the sides. I need to get in place. I need this done. And then the center wants to push all the way up. So I was going to just try and do some 3M tape, and that wasn't working. I did have some on there, which I wish I had done it all the way over, except I used most of it. Anyways, I had a couple styrofoam little foam strips that I was able to put in there and provide the tension that it doesn't flip up on me. It will 100% hold. I don't think it'll degrade, so that should work just right, yeah. The next step for underneath the car I would love to do is an under tray from LRB Speed. Basically, they make this really nicely engineered under tray, and I'm trying to talk them into seeing about sponsoring something for the channel, perhaps. But we'll see how that goes. It would make for some great content, and putting that under, as well as mounting an actual splitter to that as well. If I want to do an actual track splitter, would be pretty sweet. But that is for another day. This is all finished up for the night. Let's go ahead and put everything down. Not gonna smash a screwdriver inside. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring this on down. But all right. But yeah, that will do it for this video. I'll wrap it up here. This is going to come out really cool. I just feel like I didn't really do anything in this video. At the same time, I did a lot by fixing the fog lights and things that needed done with the bumper off. But yeah, so I got that all finished up. The lips on, looks great. So tune in for the next video. And of course, if you like what you saw and want to see more, it means so much if you could like, subscribe, all that fun jazz. But that'll do it for this. Until next time, my name's Scott. I run Spinnywhoosh. Thanks again for watching. See you later.